And that traffic rain-free for today.
It's busy though, Monica.
Okay.
I've got a lot happening out there, so let's get right to it. Good morning, live moving as normal. Still watching, of course, this fire that is happening in Camden County. You'll see some of the smoke there in the distance. So this is a pretty big fire here, two-story row home fire that has been impacting the morning commute by 6th and Jackson Streets. All lanes there remain closed as the fire department is working that scene. If you're on the Schuylkill Expressway eastbound side, crash on the ramp to the Blue Route southbound in Montgomery County off to that right shoulder, but it's still slow as you're taking this ramp here because, of course, as you're rounding that curve, they're kind of taking up more than just that right shoulder. So be careful getting on to 476 southbound, but the Schuylkill Expressway itself really not impacted by this. Travel time still just at 20 minutes eastbound and westbound between the Blue Route and the Vine. Wanted to head into Chester County 30 bypass. A couple minutes ago, I got reports of a crash out there on the eastbound side. That is happening right by Lancaster Avenue. So this camera is in Downingtown back to 322, but it'll show that delay here heading towards Lancaster Avenue. So right now, if you're heading out eastbound for the 30 bypass, I would plan to give yourself plenty of time there to work through that. Again, the crash is at Business Route 30, but the delay is now well past 322. Sweetsford Road eastbound still has a crash at 202 and Markley Street blocked by Main Street. Deja, over to
Our Friday. I'm thinking early in the day Friday we get to the mid-50s, which is why this system is all rain, but then it's a swift drop off by Friday afternoon and evening. We go from the 50s through the 40s, 30s, and into the 20s overnight for a colder weekend setup. All right, let's get it to Jenna. She's got to check out those roadways and that traffic. Good morning.
Monica, watching this crash in Chester County on the 30 bypass. It's involving what looks like a dump truck and a vehicle off the roadway now into the snow. So yeah, we're done with the snowfall from the weekend. The ice, a lot of it has melted, but still off to the shoulders. It's going to be tough with some of the buildup, and I think maybe that sort of helped this car get so far off the roadway. So eastbound at Lancaster Avenue, a right lane is blocked, and it's going to be here for a while because we'll have to get a tow truck out here that's going to be able to pull this car out of the snow and back onto the roadway. So who knows how long that's going to take. But eastbound after Route 113, that is where traffic, of course, is building. But we are jammed solid all the way back to 340. That travel time at nearly 40 minutes for 4 miles. Speeds reported in the single digits. So I would use Business Route 30 instead. Lincoln Highway, take that to Lancaster Avenue to try to stay off of the 30 bypass. Elsewhere this morning, 202 southbound crash out there on the exit ramp to Route 29. Not really causing much of an impact, but I just wanted to let you know if you use 202 to get to Malvern.
That's significant. You'll feel a difference out there, even though it's still pretty chilly. That's you got to know that it's much, much warmer out there. 17 in Millville, change up, 24-hour temperature change in Pottstown of 16 degrees. So for the day today, as you get out the door, you're going to get to the mid-30s as early as 10 o'clock, which is as warm as we got yesterday, mid-40s by the afternoon. That warming trend, like I was saying, continues. We could be getting into the 50s either tomorrow or the day after for the first time since November. Now I'm going to get it to Jenna. She's got to check out those roadways and that traffic. Good morning.
Monica, watching 95 right now. Some delays in the area of Northeast Philly and Bucks County because of a crash out there reported by Academy Road. So the crash itself is reported on the southbound side, but the northbound direction actually seeing some heavy traffic with this as well. It's about 20 minutes for 7 miles from Street Road to Academy Road. That is in both directions, so make sure you're giving yourself some time to work through that delay. Although the crash is off to the shoulder, still doing enough damage there. Elsewhere in Chester County, 30 bypass eastbound at Lancaster Avenue, crash involving a dump truck and a vehicle off the roadway pretty far out there into the snow, so it's going to take a while to clear this one. Delays are very heavy, barely moving by Route 113. Traffic stopped pretty much back to Route 340 at nearly 47 minutes for that 4-mile stretch to Lancaster Avenue.
We get closer and closer to winter, though. You know, anything average is still going to feel chilly out there, but it's nice to see that we're finally getting above freezing through the afternoons. Low 50s back through AC. Now here's a look at your overnight lows. 20s through Philadelphia, some of us into the teens. So it's still cold out there through your Thursday morning, but I'm thinking that we see this warming trend really start to accelerate as we head into our Thursday and Friday. The jet stream is going to really dig to the west of us, allowing this more mild air to really seep northward along the East Coast, so that as we head into our Thursday, we get into the upper 40s, maybe into the 50s by your Friday. That would be into the 50s for the first time since November, but then the rain, behind that rain and behind that wind comes a cooler weekend setup. Let me get it to Jenna. She's got a check of those roadways. Hey, Jenna.
Monica, heading out the door, Chester County on the 30 bypass jammed because of a crash involving a car and a dump truck. Looks like they've gotten the vehicle out of the snow here, but the right lane is still blocked. You can still see some of those tire marks there of where the car actually went off